Today's big question: Iran versus Israel 2025. Who would win in a direct war, with or without US involvement? So the idea of a large-scale conflict between Iran and Israel has been a topic of discussion for a while now. We've all heard the threats from Iranian leaders vowing to wipe Israel off the map. And it's generally assumed that such a war would end badly for Israel, considering Iran's massive size, population, and resources. But things aren't always as they seem. So today we're going to dive into this topic and explore the potential outcomes of such a conflict with and without the involvement of the United States. Now let's start with the basics. Iran is a big country with a large population and a powerful military. They have the second largest military in the Middle East, with over 600,000 active soldiers and a well-developed weapons industry. Plus, they have a significant number of ballistic missiles and a growing nuclear program which could potentially threaten Israel. On the other hand, Israel is a much smaller country with a smaller population and military. However, Israel has some key advantages. First, they have a highly trained and capable military with a strong emphasis on technology and innovation. The Israel Defense Forces are known for their effectiveness and have a history of successfully defending Israel against its enemies. Additionally, Israel has strong alliances with other countries in the region, including the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, the Sudan, and Chad. These alliances provide Israel with important diplomatic and military support. Okay, so those are the basics. Now let's explore what might happen in a war between these two countries, with and without US involvement. In a direct war between Iran and Israel without US involvement, it's hard to predict a clear winner. Iran's larger military and population would certainly pose a significant challenge to Israel. However, Israel's military superiority and strong alliances could potentially help them defend their territory. It's possible that such a war would result in a stalemate with neither side able to achieve a decisive victory. Now let's consider the scenario with US involvement. The United States has a strong alliance with Israel and has provided them with significant military and financial support. In a direct war between Iran and Israel, the US would likely intervene militarily to support Israel. This could involve airstrikes against Iranian forces or even the deployment of US troops to the region. With US involvement, Israel would certainly have the upper hand and could potentially win a war against Iran. But here's the thing, nobody comes out of this situation unscathed. Even with a US-backed victory, it would come at a significant cost to both Iran and the region as a whole. There would be loss of life on both sides, and the political and economic fallout would be significant. Not to mention the potential for the conflict to escalate and draw in other countries in the region, or even spark a wider war. So ultimately, it's in everyone's best interest to avoid a large-scale conflict between Iran and Israel. Hopefully, this exploration of the topic has shed some light on this complex issue and its potential implications. Thanks for watching.